to our local non-league, and a little bit of a special today because we've had a big weekend, of course, over Easter as well, and we've got both guys on with us both together. Of course, two living legends of non-league football, of course, Mr. Andy Leese of Enfield Town, and of course, at the bottom, the man that was taught everything by his brother, Paul Halsey, at the bottom, as well from Ware. But I mean, guys, first things first, I mean, literally a massive congratulations to both clubs for getting into the playoffs, and hopefully that's just the first step, and we'll be talking in a couple of weeks' time of promotion for both of you into step 3 and into step 2. But I mean, start off, if it's all right, Paul, with Andy. I mean, the weekend, I mean, I was there for the Cray Wanderers game, Andy, and it was a fantastic atmosphere in there. Your fans were outstanding behind the back of the goal, just incredible. And of course, you had this story as well of Jake Cassie's hat-trick, his parents trying to pinch the ball, and a 16, 17-year-old goalkeeper in goal having the game of his life and on his debut. I mean, it was a cracking little weekend. And then he go on and beat Potter's Bar, of course, and now, of course, into that playoffs, and hopefully might be able to nick that sort of third place and get the home tie in the semi-finals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. We weren't so good on Fridays. You know, we stuttered a bit and didn't really get going till the last quarter of the game. When we did, I thought probably was only going to be one winner, but by then, you know, we managed to concede 3-2, which were very poor from our perspective. Third one was very fortunate, but we put it behind us. We changed a few things on yesterday at Potter's Bar and controlled the game really pretty much from start to finish, and there's a little bit of regret because if we'd have got the win on Friday, we'd have been in third position now, and if we hadn't lost to Brighton, if buts and maybes, we potentially could have been in second spot. So as I keep saying to the players, reminding them just how important it is, and but yeah, no complaints. We're in there. We secured that on Friday. We played with a bit more freedom yesterday, and we started to count down to a week on Wednesday, and I was really pleased with our mindset yesterday. We were right back at it yesterday, in and out of possession. Played a lot better when we had the ball, but we were on the front foot when we hadn't got it, and really pleased with us. Potter's Bar, not a bad outfit. Sammy Moore's turned them around there, but we ran out pretty comfortable winners. So really good weekend.
The semi-final for you then next Wednesday?
Yeah, week on Wednesday, yeah.
So not next week, but Wednesday after? Week tomorrow.
No, next Wednesday, 27th, sorry, 27th, yeah, next Wednesday, 27th, yeah. So, I think it'll be Hornchurch, whether it's home or away, I'm not sure. I don't think we can match Stortford, can we? We might be able to for points, but I mean, the goal difference is immense, so we either finish third or fourth. I'd prefer to finish third, but we'll need Wingate to go and do us a favour at Hornchurch. I can't see them slipping up, if I'm honest, but let's hope so. Mark Weatherston, one of my former players at Wingate, might be able to do us a favour. But looking forward to it. Countdown's on, so started to prepare from Saturday after we'd got the news on Friday, or realised on Friday that we were in there. We started to prepare, and we'll get ourselves in good shape for 27th.
Yeah. And Paul, I mean, semi-finals for you. I mean, a fantastic weekend for you. Maximum points over the weekend. A 1-0 win over Tame, and then the 3-1 win over Colney Heath as well. Puts you into there. But it's been a bit of a mixed sort of weekend, isn't it? I suppose, in a way, because you still went out and done the business, and it just shows you what the strength of your squad. When, of course, all hell broke loose just before Good Friday with the Welling Garden City news and not knowing what's going on with there and all the rest of it. So to keep the players' heads on their shoulders as such going into those games and full concentration still was a big plus.
Yeah, of course. We don't. And I said to the players when that news broke, that's not to do with us. We have to concentrate on what's ahead for us. I'm not. I know it might sound a bit dull, but we still need a point, really, don't we? But I know that we're third and we've got 71 points, and we just need to win a bit like Andy. I want to finish third, because then we got home advantage. But at the same time, you know, we still could get over. I know this sounds really stupid, but the way my last few years been in football, I'm not counting anything.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I said it in the interview yesterday that if them teams go and win 17-0 next week, I know there must be some sort of things going on. But yeah, listen, we're focused on Saturday. I was hoping that by the time Saturday comes, that I changed it, arrested a couple yesterday, Liam Hope and little Robbie. I sort of rested. I wanted to rest a couple more, but I felt that we needed to win that game. I didn't want to take too many chances. I really wanted to rest Dave Kendall, but he's been immense for me this year. So I played him, and I'll probably have to rest him Saturday because as much as it's his last season, his Achilles are playing him up, and I don't want to take no chances coming in, you know, in the next week. So hopefully we get 3 points on Saturday. You know, it's another tough game, and hopefully we can get third place and then we get home advantage. But if we slip up and Dunstable win, then we're looking to play that game away. So, but we all know that anything happens in the playoffs. It's a big shame with Welling. You know, I had a good chat with Nicky today, and I spoke to Ricky, his assistant, yesterday. And I feel sad for him really because how that's unfolded, and it's very for him and Ricky. It's got to be so disappointing. He put a brave face on it today in the chat, and I just felt that. And I said to him that I feel sorry for you because you didn't know nothing about it, and most other people did. So, Welling, whether they make it or not, I think their hearings this week, their appeal. My understandings, and maybe you and Andy might be able to clarify, is if they do lose the appeal, they won't be allowed in the playoffs anyway. I'm not sure, but listen,
I think isn't it a case of Andy? You might be able to say different. You know what we're talking about, Andy, don't you? With Wedding Garden City situation.
Yeah, I saw something. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that the bits I've read is if the appeal fails, then they get relegated to step 5. So they wouldn't be in the playoffs. So even if they did make it in there, then it would be numbers. It would go down to that, or it would be Northly as such as it sits at the moment.
I've also been told, Dave, that they won't put someone else who hasn't earned the right to be in there. I don't know if that's true. Would it go down to another place? So Burko, in fact, would probably get a buy through, but I don't know. But like I said, we just got to go about our business, win on Saturday to make sure we got home advantage, because we all know home advantage with your own fans is a massive bonus.
But so I mean, with that, you get into the semi-finals, you know, the playoffs. When's yours?
Next Tuesday.
So yours is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, yeah. Okay. I thought originally it was Wednesday, but it's Tuesday, yeah. So
when are your individual finals? Do you know when the finals are?
We're bank holiday Monday.
So your bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, we're the same. Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, with it all though, I mean, literally, I mean, Andy, I mean, you know, with are you hoping to have sort of Mo up and firing by sort of you know, next Wednesday? I mean, would you play him at the weekend as well? I mean, you know, we know he's, you know, with the situation you was talking about earlier on, and you know, and so I mean, is that something that, because the 2 games will be close together, is that something that comes into your mind?
Well, it's not so bad this, you know, next weekend because it's Saturday and Wednesday, but obviously the weekend just gone with it being Friday and Monday. Yeah, I just opted to give him a bit of rest anyway. He's been struggling a little bit in front of goal. You know, he hasn't had the best of luck. So, yeah, he had a good old moan before the game until I shut him down. And he came on and scored and looked like the player he is. So, yeah, I've no issues. You know, my biggest challenge is working out the team that I'm going to play. You know, next Wednesday. Obviously, I want to win on Saturday because, you say, anything could happen. We could find ourselves third, Hornchurch slip up. But my focus is really on preparing us for the Wednesday game. Whether I'll go with the team on the Saturday that I'm going to play, but I've pretty much in my mind, I know what we're going to do. Whoever we're playing, won't be much to change in the team. But having said that, 1 or 2 gave me something to think about yesterday. There were a couple of great performances yesterday from players who haven't been in the team. So I say I know what I'm doing. They've certainly made me think yesterday. There was some couple of cracking performances.
And yourself, Paul, at the weekend, some good performances from yourselves as well. And
yeah, listen, we Saturday, I think that, if I'm honest, we rode our luck a little bit. My keeper made an outstanding save, and it says a lot when he got man of the match from Ware's perspective. And to be fair, they had a couple of chances and could easily have had 2 goals in the first half, but for their save and better finishing. And I felt that, and then it was mentioned that we looked a little bit nervous. And I think it gets you like that, doesn't it? That there's a little bit of, you get nervous and you see it. And, I think once you score the goal, it takes a little bit off it. And, Tame have been going well with late, and, there was a completely different side when we beat them 4-0 earlier on in the season. So I was really, really pleased that we went there and kept a clean sheet and won 1-0. And then into Saturday's game, Monday's game, another tricky one. Yeah, they've been relegated, but they've got nothing to play for. So, they kept the ball well, but we took an early lead. We put our stamp on it, got the second one. And the way Dave Kendall's going, he could end up being our top goal scorer. Keep scoring for fun, that boy. So, bit of a professional performance yesterday. But again, I've got to prepare for Saturday, and then I won't prepare for Tuesday till after that game. And like I say, hopefully we get the result. It was good that people like Albert Adu got 90 minutes yesterday. Tom Bruno was back for his first game, but he came off the bench and got minutes. So I tried to give people minutes that ain't really had a lot of minutes. So, and that's hard because you don't, I don't know whether Andy agrees, but sometimes you change the side that's won the previous game, and then if you go and lose that game and people sort of say, well, why did you change the team? But, I'm quite lucky, I've got 17 players, all available for Saturday at this point. So it's going to be very interesting.
How do you prepare though, guys, now, for semi-finals? Because, of course, you've got game Saturday, get that one done, dusted and sort of out of the way. And then you've got a situation in where, like, Andy, you've got your game Wednesday, Paul, you've got your game Tuesday. Can you fit another session in with the lads, in between? Because I know normally you would either train Monday or Tuesday night. So can you actually sort of fit another session? Would your plans be to fit another session in between, the last game of the season and the semi-final?
Yeah, definitely. We'll do Monday and Tuesday. We'll have one tactical session, and we'll have a session of, sort of preparing the shape we're in and going through all the analysis and making sure we're prepared for whoever we're playing. So yeah, we'll do one physical session and one sort of on the board or on the screen as we do it. So yeah, we'll do 2 sessions, and we might have a bit of social sort of side as well in what, with one of those nights as well. So we'll do 2 sessions. They'll get Sunday off for sure, but that'll be it, and we're raring to go. So,
Paul?
No, not because I'm a bit. Obviously, we're Tuesday, whereas Andy's Wednesday, so he could do Monday, Wednesday, where I'm Monday, Tuesday. I'm a bit sceptical sometimes because we done a light session 2 weeks ago, and even in that light session, Albert rolled his ankle and he was out for two weeks. So I'm a little bit, I'll think about it on Saturday after the game, see where we are, whether I bring them on Monday. Biggest problem I've got is, you know, our sessions are booked for Tuesday, Thursdays. The football club has other arrangements done for like Mondays, like they have a five-a-side league, etc. But there's nothing wrong with me bringing him in and go over the bits and pieces that we normally do with other teams. So, and what we do every week. But to be fair, our top man that does that, he's gone. St Albans have managed to take him, but so that's a bit of a downer for us. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably at this point we'll probably go Saturday, maybe come in on Monday, but I can't do it if the bar's full up, and that's where our TV screens are for doing our analysts. And then, but I'll make that decision on Saturday.
How sort of like how soon now though? You know, we're this close with one game left. You know, how are you guys as managers sort of controlling your sort of nerves and excitement, knowing that, you know, okay, we know that mathematically we're not actually physically there yet, but it's got to be about an 18, 19 goal swing. But I mean, how do you control your, I suppose the word is the old-fashioned word, juices, shall we say, you know, not actually being, you know, trying to keep yourselves together, knowing with that excitement that you've got such a big game coming up on the horizon on Tuesday and of course on Wednesday as well. How do you sort of keep your heads on your shoulders? We try to concentrate on the Saturday game first before worrying about what's coming in the midweek.
I've been fortunate. I've had several playoff campaigns. I've been promoted through playoffs. I've lost a playoff final. I've lost 3 or 4 playoff semi-finals. You know, I had several campaigns when I was at Chesham. So I kind of, without being modest in any way, I know what it's about. I'm used to it. I don't get overexcited. What will be will be. We've earned the right to be where we are, and it will all be, you know, on the night, as it were. We've done well against Hornchurch. If we play them, we've done okay against Bishop Stortford. Lost both times, but we should have probably at least won or drawn the first game. So, yeah, because I think how I am, you know, translates to the players. You know, we'll be nice and relaxed. We're certainly in good shape, physical shape. It will just be about, you know, getting the setup right. I say getting the mindset, really. I think for all of us, probably including me, you know, just making sure that we are completely focused on and leave no stone unturned about what we'll, you know, about how we'll go about it with the game plan. So, yeah, I say I'm not being a killjoy and not being modest either. I don't get too up, I don't get too down. You know, it's so it's another game of football. Clearly, it's got a lot more on it. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in, you know, just methodical preparation and say the players take care of themselves. I've got a lot of leaders in the dressing room. You know, the dressing room polices itself. You know, they know what it's all about. I've got half a dozen captains in there with a lot of experience. You know, and I sort of leave it to them to you know, look after the rest of the dressing room, as it were. But yeah, try and take the pressure off the players, you know, where we can. I say if we have a tactical evening, we might do something social as well, just to, you know, but we'll have a think about that as well at the weekend. So yeah, what will be, Dave. You know, it's we're in there, and that's all that matters right now. But I might feel a bit differently after Saturday when I've got a game to focus on.
So Paul, do you give your brother a call for a bit of advice?
I'm not going to be so modest. I'll be crapping myself. No, seriously, I'm a little bit like them at Enfield, Andy at Enfield. I've got a lot of experienced players that have been there before. You know, Dave Kendall won it with Cheshunt. Liam's probably won titles as well. I've got Chris Arthur, James Mully. You know, people like them that have played pro level, played at a good level. So a little bit like that, you know, I will remind them though that you know, once we get there on Tuesday, I will remind them of what happened 2 years ago. The reason why people like Dave Kendall are still playing today is because what happened 2 years ago in that season where they non-avoided the season, and like he said, we've got unfinished business, and that'll be a bit of the topic really. It's unfinished business. So I think, you know, if you get in them playoffs, like Andy said, you deserve to be in them, and we'll relish that, and we know what we've got to do. They will certainly know what they got to do, because one thing I will say is I am really pretty bang on come that changing room talk, and I won't leave no stone unturned regarding that. Any stuff I have on who we've got, i.e. Dunstable, we've played. If it is Dunstable, you know, I know all about it. I know Steve very well. You know, he knows my team inside out. I know their side inside out. And, you know, it might come down to a bit of luck, one mistake, whatever, and something you can't control in football sometimes is things like that. But we'll be prepared, and they'll know what to expect from me, and they know when they go on that pitch what I expect from them, especially the starting 11. So, yeah, we'll be all right. You know, for some of them, it's going to be a first time for them. You know, I've got young lads there, you know, like Ian Dalton, you know, and Brad Robinson and Robbie Buchanan and Risham. You know, I've got young players that ain't experienced this before. So for them, you know, it's a great achievement. It's a great, you know, compliment to them, because they've been massively part of this side to get us there. And, you know, they're all got to relish it, take it. You only get one chance at it, and that chance has to be taken, or you might have regrets.
Well, you mentioned Chesson there. I mean, what a fantastic achievement that is as well from them to get in there as well. We've spoken, Andy, a few times, haven't we, about maybe it might be a super local, you know, sort of playoffs, and you ain't got to travel too far, because normally it's like a Bognor Regis or Folkestone and these type of people. But as it stands, you know, well, as it is, it's, you know, it's you, Chesson, Hornchurch, and Bishop Stortford, so it's pretty local.
Quite remarkable, isn't it? You know, North London, Hertfordshire, sort of Essex, all very close to each other. And I think we did say, Dave, you know, I remember saying to you when they had about 8 or 10 games left, or they certainly had half a dozen games in hand, that I said I thought it was too much for them, but I hope they do it. And yeah, absolutely remarkable run they're on. And they're the side who've come in with all the momentum. And I've seen it before. I was a victim at Cheshire. We had a fabulous season, ended up in the playoff final against St Albans, and they'd you know, sort of steamrolled the way into 5th spot, and yeah, they carried it on, and we duly lost the playoff final. So yeah, I think they're the team to watch out for. You know, he's got everything right there, Craig, at the moment. I had a sneaky feeling they might get something on yesterday with Stortford, and they did. So yeah, they're yeah, wouldn't mind an Enfield Cheshunt playoff final. There'd be standing room only, I think.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable. But I mean, for me, I mean, I also spoke to Gary Sketchell as well at Bedford. He's telling me that he thinks that the team that's going to come out of the playoffs is Ware. I mean, that's who he said to me. He says he's got a very, very strong side. It's going to be a tough. I mean, who would you say out the ones at the moment then? If Cheshunt are on that run in sort of in the Isthmian Prem, who would you say is the team that's in the best form in the Southern Central, Paul?
Well, at this last 6 games,
who would you say was the danger side at the moment in there?
Well, if you look at the form guide, it's us. If you look at the form guide, we're second under Bedford, but don't take nothing away from Northley and Dunstable. You know, Dunstable are playing at the moment without their striker BJ, and he's a massive part of their side. Northley, and even though we've drawn twice for them this year, both 0-0. Big shock that they lost to Hertford, but great result for Hertford. And that's what I'm saying about these teams that are fighting relegation. going into, it's hard for the teams. A bit like us yesterday, I felt like it could be a bit hard. So, Welling Garden City, we've lost both twice to them this season. So, Burko, we know what Burko. I know all these teams inside out. So, Burko is strong. Any team in them playoffs and even one below, that they're all going to be strong because they're there for a reason.
Yeah. So I suppose one last question for you then, Paul. Going into the semi-final. So does Mark give you a shout and tell you what you need to do?
He ain't got a clue, honestly. If I send you the video of him going at his players at half time, this is Vets football. Unbelievable. Honestly, he's work. He gives them. Do you know? Considering he's a referee, you think he'd be understanding all referees. He'd give them more stick. Honestly, I think he moans about them every week about referees. How to be on the other side, to when he was a referee, and now he's on the other side of it. I think he's been booked a couple of times.
I mean, if people don't know what we're going on about, basically, in a couple of weeks' time, you'll get to see my life in football chat that I had with Paul's brother Mark, all the way from Spain, and we had a chat, and he made a few comments in there around Paul, and it's very, very funny, and it needs to, and it's even funnier bits that I had to cut out of it because of reasons that me and Paul know, but I can't go into. But it was very, very, very funny, and you'll get to see that in a few weeks' time on the Southern League YouTube channel. So that is great fun. But guys, listen, a massive thank you for coming on tonight. I know you're missing the game on the TV, and there has been a goal, if you don't already know. But literally, a massive thank you. And a massive thank you, I must say this, and excuse me for this, Paul, but I must say a massive thank you to Andy and to everybody at Enfield Town Football Club for making me and the wife so welcome on Friday. It was a fantastic day, and really sort of brought back the love of football for me, going and watching the game. So thank you very much to you, Andy, and the club for that. It was fantastic. But we'll be back. We'll be back with the two lads next week, and hopefully we'll be talking in more depth around the playoff semi-finals next week. But until then, from me, from Andy, and from Paul, thanks for watching these interviews. Really appreciate it, and we'll speak to you next week. Good night.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Thanks, Dave.